Alright. That thing's winding up like nobody's business. It'll make noise for a little bit, but it'll go away. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. What's going on, guys? Hopefully this is working. Is it working? I had to flip it around a little bit. Crazy man. That's pretty funny. Got a stain on my shirt. Oh God. Have you gotten a goose hunting? Me and my buddy went goose hunting, and I shot one. He shot two, and couldn't make it out this weekend, but next weekend I'm hoping we go out again. So real quick here, I'm gonna dump my little garbage bin in the trash, and I'll be right back because I gotta do a little bit of cleaning in here while I talk to you guys tonight. So just give me 1 minute. Find out here if this works. Alright. Sorry about that. We're back. My bad. Alright. Oh, until it's darkish out. How much will a goose feed? What do you mean by that? How much? New office or what? How much will a goose feed? I don't quite know what you mean by that. I don't know how much a goose will. I don't know how much they eat. Because it's probably hard to judge, being that they, I don't know, they kind of just do their own thing out in the field. I don't really know how much they eat. I know I gotta do some cleaning. So I have bought this. I got it from Fleet Farm, but I think you can also get these from Menards. They're Remington brand. This is a straight shaft weed whipper, but I had problems with it because the air fuel mixture, it kept bogging down when I was giving it gas. And to adjust the air fuel, you have these two little screws, and you need a specialized tool. I just took my cutoff wheel and I ground down two little slots, so she had a flathead on there. See that? And now she works great. Electric is the way to go, but it's a pain to be constantly plugging it in when you have to go around the yard. And that's if your yard is small like mine. You can still do that, but otherwise you have to have like a 100-foot extension cord, and that just is not what I'm into. But she runs like a top now, that's for sure. So I need to get some of these not goose decoys. I need to get some of these duck decoys looked at. Okay, what does that say? Curtis says, when do you think you're going to the tent with the new truck? Deer season? Yeah, I'll probably get up there deer hunting. Pretty sure I'll get up there deer hunting at least. I plan on it. I don't know how much I don't know how much time I'll have, but we'll find out. Had a gas trimmer for years, trimmed a large area, never a problem. Yeah, I mean, I think it really depends on what brand you get, because if you actually spend good money and get like a Steel or an Echo, something that actually is worth buying, they run really, really nice. But this is like it was like probably $90, and it ran really good for just a little bit. But now I got it running perfect again, so no problems there. And I also adjusted my lawnmower because the spring was getting the springs were getting a little stretched out, so I trimmed it, and now it runs a little faster, which is what I want. It's not really that normal to change the carb screws. What is it? When it was new when you bought it? I don't know. I didn't quite understand that, but whatever. That's just how it goes sometimes. I don't really care. It runs great now. It ran okay. I always had to run it on the warm-up choke. You got like the startup choke, the warm-up choke, and then the regular no choke, and I always had to run it on the second step. And now she runs really good. So what do we got here? Got a wood duck. So I don't know, maybe some of you guys have never seen decoys, I guess, if you don't hunt. But this is essentially a decoy, and they make all sorts of different ones. My dad has some really nice, expensive ones. These are actually my dad's also. I borrowed these last year, but he has so many of them. He hasn't needed them. So if you ever ask for them, eventually I want to get my own. But for right now, if I borrow these, I don't think he necessarily misses them because he hasn't said anything about it. Some of them have a weighted keel. In fact, this one it does. This one here, we bought new, well now probably 10 years ago, but it has a weighted keel. The keel is this bottom part. So this is weighted, and then we have this line on it, and that's tangle-free line or whatever. So the good thing about the weighted keel is in the morning, you want to do the line and you just throw it, and it'll right itself upward. These ones here, this old school kind, the keel is just mainly to maybe give it a little stability, but also just to give it a spot where you can wrap the line for the lead weight. And so if you throw those and they land upside down, they'll just stay upside down. So having the keel that's weighted is really an added bonus if you can. Here's another thing. This goose is full of water. It's heavy, full of water. Hear that? So what this means is that this goose, it has a crack in it, or took a BB at some point, which is very common, and doesn't even have line on it right now. So yeah, many of them. I mean, that's just a common thing that happens. It might just be an old one and it got a little crack in it or something. But just trying to see what we got. Here's another one. There's BBs in this one. This is a real old one. You can actually see right there's a BB hole. There's a BB hole. Right there's a BB hole. So this one seriously got shot. This is actually not that uncommon. You might think it is, but what happens is you shoot a duck and it lands in your set, and you got to scrape it off the water, and you just happen to hit it. It's kind of just how it goes. Garrison says, I worked second and third shift for about 9 years. It sucked. It does. Did you get some nice close shooting at all the geese you shot? Are you hunting the opener this year? Yeah, I will be hunting the opener. We did get some good shots. I didn't get to go out this weekend, but I'm hoping next weekend I'll get to go out. And that's a good one. No water. So I'm going to take this guy with the BBs. I'm going to set him right there. I'm going to fix him. How much meat do you get from a duck? Can you feed 1, 2, or 3 people? How do you cook it? Any special recipe? And then Curtis says, what sports shop you and your family prefer, Bass Pro or Cabela's? Up here we don't have Bass Pro shops. So up here between those two it would be Cabela's. And 1 duck is probably good for probably 2 people. You can either breast a duck or you can I guess have it more traditional. There's lots of videos on how to do it, but if you breast a duck, essentially you're gonna get like 2 chicken breasts, and not chicken breast, not in that size, but same idea. And they're not going to be very huge fillets, unlike a goose. They're going to be a real nice chunk of meat, but on a duck, they're not massive by any means. And normally duck is prepared best if it's still kind of red and bloody, kind of like a medium, I would say. And if you don't prefer that, wrap it in bacon, put an apple in the body cavity, and then slow cook it. You'd have to look up how long, because I can't remember. But you just slow cook it, and that's a good way to prepare it also. Growing up, we normally did it the bacon wrapped way. But I think now that I'm older, I'm going to start to just breast them out, because it just, you don't get a whole lot more meat for your work when it comes to doing a complete duck. Breasting it out is really kind of the way to go. So we got all sorts of weights here, but look at this one. This one here has a string, and this is like a little bungee, and this goes around the duck's beak. This is like a real old school weight. I think I have to do a little bit of adjusting to this knot that's on here to make it work out. I was able to get the freezer. And we have not figured out the freezer yet. We are hopefully going to figure out something with it. We're kind of probably going to buy a new one, which is really unfortunate because I love that freezer. But just from what I've done research on, it's really just going to cost the same, if not less, to just get a new one, which is really unfortunate because that was a nice gift, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, some freezers last forever, and then some freezers probably don't. So, for you regarding cooking duck, is it safe to eat medium? Yeah. I mean, you can look up, like on YouTube, look up Gordon Ramsay how to cook duck, and he has a recipe on it. Duck is a very expensive dish, I guess you would say. There we go, got him on there. So, you know, to buy a duck in the store, you're talking probably like 20 bucks. Here's another big gooser. Nothing in this one. Nothing at all. That's good. This one actually looks pretty good. Little dent in its head. There we go. So we got 2 geese, one of which has water. Okay, get the bottom of the bag here. Here's a nice hen. Once again, a weighted keel. What brand are these? I'm wondering. Not seeing a brand name on these. 2004 is their make date. And what's the brand? What is it? I don't know how you pronounce it. This one is the same. Flambeau? I probably just butchered that. This one has a little bit of water in it. Flambeau. These are all Flambeau. Let it thaw or try a dehumidifier. Was that goose surrogate removing a dent? Yep. Here we go. See, this is what happens. This is a classic case. Oh, this one's peeing all over the place. So this one had water, but it's draining out, which is good. You want the water not to be in it. So essentially, I'm just going through, and like over time, the strings stretch out. Being that that one had a date of it on it, a date of 2004. These are pretty old strings. They still work good, but these here are like stretchy rubber on some of these newer ones, and so they stretch, and so you want to keep up on it. Otherwise, they come undone in the bag, and then it's 5 o'clock in the morning and you're sitting there struggling with it, and oh, there's really nothing more that will get you mad like that. There we go. Okay, so it's a little loose, but it can't come out. This is a mallard. Yeah, flambeau or whatever. Someone asked about the heater. Who asked? Eric Schwegel. Which one is it? We did figure out the heater together on the live feed 2 weekends ago. Unfortunately, I did not post that one. I kept it private because some individuals, mainly one individual, kind of was saying some inappropriate stuff at the end, and so I decided to keep that one private because I didn't really want everybody to get exposed to it, because I know there's probably some younger individuals that watch this channel here. So here's a nice beautiful goose. No water. Another old school weight. This is like a pinhead weight. I don't know the actual name, but I'm going to call it a pinhead weight. So we got 2 geese. 2 beautiful goosers. Where's the weight on this one? I don't think this one has a weight. What the heck? I don't think it does. Okay. So then I got 1 goose with a weight. And looks like half a dozen maybe. Oh, there's still 1 more duck in here. There we go. Oh, I think I found a weight. Well, maybe it's from the duck. Found a weight. This is an old mallard here. Here's the brand. That brand's still around. Flambeau or whatever. Beautiful. No BBs, just needs weights. So I could probably get some string and some weights. Wisconsin Hunter Whitetail asks, what do you have for a shotgun? I have a Remington 870 Express, so it only shoots up to 3-inch. I thought it could shoot 3.5, which it can, because I've accidentally shot 3.5s out of it before. But it's only supposed to have up to 3-inch, and it is my baby, and it'll forever be my shotgun. You know, when I was out hunting with my buddy, he was like, "Hey, you should get a new shotgun next year or this year or whatever." And I was like, "But mine works fine." And he said, "Well, yeah, you can still use yours, but you should get a new one. They're so nice." And I'm just old school, I guess. I really, I just want to keep my gun that I've had forever, because it's reliable. So how many do we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have a dozen. Including the 3. So I have 9 regular hens and mallards, and I think I got a woody in here. Yep, a woody. And 3 geese. It's not bad. I'll take it. I like the questions, guys. Keep the questions coming. I want to stay busy on this whole dealio. I'm getting a kayak tomorrow. Oh, I don't normally have Mountain Dew, but this is a diet, and I can actually drink it. Got some police sirens out there. What does duck season start? And when does deer season start? Deer season is, I want to say, the middle of November, and duck season is going to be September the 23rd is when duck season start. Wisconsin says that's the same way I am with guns. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you get so used to how they shoot and how they feel. I don't want anything different than that. I don't need something lighter or something faster. I can get the job done with mine. And I find that having a pump shotgun over a semi-auto is really nice because when you pump, it doesn't necessarily take you much longer compared to a semi-auto, but you have that millisecond to re-aim at what you're shooting at, and that is really, 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 I think, a crucial thing, at least in my world. November 4th, that's probably what ours is too. Yeah, of course my dad's gonna be at duck camp. My dad, I don't know if you guys have ever heard it, maybe not, but my dad has never missed a duck hunting opener in like over 40 years. He's never, ever, ever missed even one. So he is always there, and you can count on him always being there. So I have these mud flaps, and I'm kind of getting sick of all the stuff hitting me in the leg from this weed trimmer, so I might try to fashion up a different guard for it. And I also want to sharpen the string trimmer because it doesn't work very good. What do we got here? So I know nothing about duck hunting. How long do you hunt for? Are you with one guy, or can 3 or 4 guys all sit together and drink whiskey or coffee? Yeah, you can have as many people sitting with you, as far as I know, that you want. And you can, in the beginning, you can't shoot in the evening, but you shoot in the morning, which is fine because normally in the evening they're not moving around very much at that point. So it just works out nice. But then later in the season, you can shoot all day. So what else do we got? My dad shoots, he normally shoots his double barrel side by side for grouse hunting. And then for duck hunting, I think he shoots I want to say it's a Browning Wingmaster 1100 or something like that. Semi-auto. Which he seems to like, I think. Don't really know. It's a nice gun though. Him and I painted both of our guns in, I think it was 2008. I have the date marked on the bottom of my gun. I just seen it the other day. I believe it to be 2008 on there. And yeah, we both painted them up, and his looks all beat up like mine, which is actually really cool. Looks a lot better than just the normal thing. But I did it because I thought it would be fun, and he did it because his gun was so shiny that the ducks would see the glare off of it. Was kind of his main reasoning. Wow, there's a lot of stuff wrapped on this top here. Are you guys seeing this? This can create a lot of heat. There we go. Get some of that, more of this out. So this thing actually kind of sounds a little bit different when you wind it up. It kind of sounds like a supercharger or something on here. I don't know. Wish there was an oil point. I gotta see if there is. It probably could use a little bit of oil. What's going on, Duckhead? I went on hunting today and saw 15 deer. Hi, Zach. I'm glad I remember. Do you watch other blogs? I do, but probably not ones maybe that you watch, because I kind of find I watch some goofy characters. Sometimes I watch One Pug Life. I guess the popular person I watch is Austin Augie, but I can't stand much more of him. I watch like Redneck Rickham if he puts out a video. I watch a lot of goofy, no-name YouTubers, but I grew up watching them, so. After my dad passed away, I found an old shotgun, a 12-gauge Revelation. Anyone ever heard of a Revelation? I reblued it and sanded it, and it looks great now. I think I've heard of those before. Is your dad going to stay with you in the camper when you're duck hunting? That is going to be a big negative no. I'm going to be in there by myself. And I know for a fact that my dad won't be in there because my dad and my uncle and aunt, Chris and Teresa, I don't know what Johan's feelings are, but I know that they are all kind of anti-camper up there because they grew up going up there and always tenting, so they're kind of like, they kind of have it as a tradition that they don't use campers. But I, for one, can't wait to use a camper because it's easy. I think it's easier to wrap up a camper than, it's way easier to wrap up a camper compared to like a tent. And if it rains or whatever, I know I'll be dry. And I don't know, I just think it's way easier. I put some new string trimmer line on there. Looks like we're not going to get into there. So they won't be staying in the tent because, I know they're kind of against it in a way, but I don't know. I will definitely be in there. And I'll be in there by myself because I put a lot of work into that camper and I want to use it. I did, however, I've been looking around for places to like, I'm thinking this might be like an oil thing. Been looking around for places to store it, and a lot of places charge about $1.50 per linear foot, which, if you don't know what a linear foot is, it's essentially like 1 foot in length. It's $1.50. So I've been looking around at places here, and then I was like, well, you know, I'm going to see if my dad would allow me to park it at his place, because I'd rather pay my dad $30 a month than somebody I don't know. And it's just for the winter. I can have it up here during the summer. Right now it's taking up a whole bay in my garage, and if I park it outside, I have nowhere to push my snowbank, so I need to bring it somewhere. And so then I told him about it, and he was like, oh yeah, park it over at my place, that's fine. So that's what I'm gonna do. Hopefully everything works out okay with it, but yeah, I don't know. Should be good. I'll wrap it in a nice tarp, and I'm gonna like put duct tape over all the holes or whatever, so that no animals or critters can get in. Although I don't think they would, I'm gonna do it as a safety precaution. Well, not safety, but last thing you want to do is open it up in the spring and find out you've had a mouse infestation over the winter time, and it seems like no matter where you put the camper, mice will find it. So. Okay, so Gary says, you can make your decoy keels weighted. Just heat one end of the keel, get it soft, crimp it, and then fill with sand and do the same on the other end of the keel. G-Money said, my dad would have never taken money from me, but the old guy would get triple the labor out of me. Talking, raking, cutting, cleaning, etc. Yeah, I'm surprised my dad doesn't do that. I'd be happy to help him. Obviously, he doesn't have to. I definitely could, I guess, try to track down someplace that'll help me, but it's just, I'd rather give money to a family member than to not. You know, I'd be happy to pay him, but he said no, so. I'm going to tuck it way back in the woods. He gave me an idea where he wants it, where his forklift is parked, and I'm going to park it, and I'm going to put it back there, but try to get it real far back there so that he doesn't, it's not an eyesore, he doesn't have to sit there and look at it. So I don't know if this is a lubrication hole that I'm going for on this thing, but I'm going to pack some grease in here. The end of it definitely looked a little bit like greasy, so I'm going to put some high temperature wheel bearing grease, because I'm figuring with the end on it, it has to have some sort of gearing in there. I know that there's normally like a rubber band type thing. I don't have a grease gun or a way to really insert this other than just pressing it in by hand, but hopefully You can get something in there. Gloves are really handy for projects like this. Just need to find that. Paper towels. Where did I put those things? There's some. Yep, so I'm gonna, let's see, we got 2 weeks now. Not this weekend, but next weekend is duck hunt opener, so I gotta get the battery on the charger. Hopefully that all is going good. And we will have some fun up there. Let's see, we got any more comments? Are you going to keep your truck in the garage over winter? I hope to, but I'll get a project started and that'll take the whole day up. I almost guarantee it. It's like clockwork. I just can't stop doing stupid projects. But they keep my mind off of life, so I guess that's a positive thing. Pressing that grease in there with the screw. Hopefully that works. This string trimmer line I bought, it's .095 Rhino Tough, and it's like a twisted type stuff, and it's like junk, I would say, because I go through a whole entire dealio here in like 5 uses. And I do weed whip on rocks and stuff, but the original stuff that came in here was so much heavier. Not even heavier, but so much stronger. And I did have some other stuff, but it was the wrong diameter. It was like a really light diameter, so. Yeah, a few weeks ago it was 50 people. Who said that? G Money. Yeah, a few weeks ago it was 50 people, but I was like amazed. I don't know what happened there. Oh, almost lost that. I don't know what the deal was that time, but there's a lot of people watching. I'd rather have 13 people. Yeah, and there was a lot of trolls. I don't remember that guy's name. I did put a little thing on here that says block inappropriate comments, or like for review, so in case it happened this time, it wouldn't happen. What's up, GMass? So I'm happy about that. But yeah, last time they were like, hey, you should get, can't remember what it was called, somebody that like can review and delete comments, but I wasn't able to find the menu on my phone for that, because I just use my phone for this, not a laptop or nothing. I think my phone has a better camera than my laptop. But I did do GoPro footage of goose hunting, and I have edited it about halfway, but I need to ask my dad. Yeah, moderator. I do need to ask my dad if he would be okay with me putting my friend Derek on the YouTube channel, because, you know, I don't know if he'll find that okay or not, and I'm not here to try to, you know, make anybody upset. I don't think he'll get upset about it, but there is times where it's like, this is our channel, and we don't want other people on it. That can just get complicated for viewers and stuff. So I think that'll be enough grease. So I have to ask, because that's only fair, right? So far it's been like family on the channel, and I don't want it to I don't want that to change necessarily, and I don't know how our community would react to that, being like, hey, who's this guy, you know? What's this guy doing on there? So not that it's bad or anything, but just my dad has good input on what people want, so. So what about some more questions, everybody? I'm just filling this thing up with grease, and then I'm going to rewind the head of it, and then I'm going to start it, give her a couple spins to see if that grease works its way in. Oh yeah, I got to tighten up, or sharpen up, I should say, this cutter here, because this cutter is pretty dull. But let's see here. So I'm gonna retwist up this line. It's 1, 2. Need a knife. Hunting season is right around the corner. GMass says, hello. Do you make mineral licks close to your... No, we don't use any mineral licks at all. Not at all. We never have. What's going on, Dallas? Man, how is the weather down there? I thought that they said something about how Texas is not doing very... or wasn't doing very good with the weather. Let me know. It's really a bummer what the world's going through. It's all good with your truck. Sorry I came in late. That's all good. How far from the boundary waters? From... You're missing out on helping your deer. I have an old 2001 F-150. Good job, G-Money. How do you like driving the truck so far? So much nicer than a car. It is a lot nicer than a car, I tell you what. I am so happy I got a truck. There is times when it bums me out. Like when I fill it up once a week. That's one of the bummers because instead of, I used to fill the car up once every, I started with the wrong one. I used to fill the car up once every other week, and it would cost me, what, 9-10 gallons worth of gas every 2 weeks, which is really cheap. It's like, for a while there it was under 20 bucks to fill that thing. But then I bought the truck, and now I fill up about once a week, and it costs me about $40 to $50 to fill up, and it's like 15-16 gallons. I painted my wheels, grill, bumper, and trim with rubber paint called Plasti Dip. It works great. I think I might use it on my rusted out rocker panels as well. I used Plasti Dip a long time ago when I had a Mercury Sable, and I did like it then. I think it's good. I think rocker panels, I would maybe do something a little more durable, like a bed liner type material, unless you're just going for a look. I don't think I would do my things unless they were really, like, you know, I wanted to stop the rust, I guess you'd say. So that's my opinion on it. But I have had it in the past, and it worked good. But it's just not really the look. I don't know what the look will be of this truck. Of course, I have a million ideas, and I'll probably never ever even do one of them. That's how I like to keep my vehicles looking pretty much bone stock. And it's just kind of because all that stuff costs so much money, and at the end of the day, money just, I don't spend it on stuff like that. It's just to think half an empty tank. Fill it up when it's half empty? Yeah. I did that for a little while, but I said I'm going to have to commit to this. It sucks. That is the biggest change for me as I go from spending nothing to gas to actually like, holy crap, this thing takes a lot of gas. So, it's okay though. I'll get used to it. It's good though. I love the versatility of it. It's way faster than the car. Not that I hammer on it all the time, but you just feel like safer and more like in control when you're driving a truck, which is, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy that. The safety of it, I think, is very important. Shout out, man, watching from Texas. Well, I'm happy I could be your entertainment tonight. To move you guys. Gonna move you guys here. Hopefully you can see. Yep. I just need to sharpen this up. Trying to think of how to do it. And it's just nice to have the ability to just like go get something whenever you want. Whether it's like lumber or whatever the case may be. A little bit of a file down here. A little better. You can see where it always hits is right here. Okay. Oh. Is it windy out or there's a bug in here? I don't know what the heck's going on. Anyways. So we got that sharpened up. The only other thing that I really want to do, other than remember how the heck this went on there. It's like that. I think so. Yeah, there's got to be a bug in here. Oh. Or maybe, you know what? I think that this should go this way. Yeah, that's how it goes. I can actually put it one space back too. I'll put it one space back. You guys can't see anything I'm doing, can you? My thing's is low battery and it's on the charger. Maybe I'll lose you guys, I don't know. Yeah, you know, I just say that the versatility of a truck is something that you really have to drive to know, because when you, like when I had the car, I had that tow hitch on there, and that was really useful when I got that. So it was like super useful at the time, and now we've even upgraded from that to what we have now, and this is like a massive upgrade for me. But I just remember I felt so stuck with the car, because there's no use for a car, it seems like, other than to just get in it and drive it to work or wherever you're gonna go, and that's it. So this is a mud flap here. I think what I want to do is I want to make like a little extra guard piece. I'm thinking like I want to cut this and center it in there. I'm going to cut it right on this line if I have a scissors, which I think I do. Or even better yet, I'll just use a knife. Let's see, GMAS says I have a 2007 Chevy with 62,000 miles. You can drive all the way back from the tent now with the truck too. Yes, I can. That sucked. Because I had AT&T and I didn't get cell phone service up there. So there's like one tower. I don't even think it was a cell phone tower. I think it was like a radio tower. And so I would stop by the tower and send my dad a text message and be like, hey, I'm almost there. And then just hope that it made it to him, and then show up there and sit for 20 minutes while he got it, and then came out on the truck, or Sarah would come get me. And it's just like, then the whole time you're up there, you're like, well, I sure hope nobody goes through my stuff in there, because that would just suck. So, I don't know, a lot of little factors to how that all went down, but alright, so we got that. I'm like highly modifying this thing so it works right. That's okay. I like me a good project. Drill. And Dad has a new stove, so glad he's putting something under the stove, help protect the floor of the tent. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but the old tent floor was a fire-resistant plywood, Actually had like a red look to it a long time ago when we first bought the bought the plywood. It was like red, and you know, over time it just starts to lose that fire retardant way over time, and so that's just how it goes. So now he's upgrading that, and I'm really happy because that way it's good and safe. That's what I always hope for, is that my dad's good and safe up there. Two little holes in there. I thought the same thing with my either. Just figured out boots and the jeans were the solution. Well, you know what? That's what I've been doing. But when it's 100 degrees out there, I'm just over it. Just over it. And I'm kind of working on getting my equipment all going perfect, which I'm not going to say that everything I have is perfect, but I've been doing little adjustments and little tweaking to everything, and I think I'm kind of there. So I'm really excited because if you guys have followed kind of like the beginning of the channel, I wanted to start a lawn care business, just a small one, because I work full time, and then I have the whole YouTube dealio going on, so sorry, we're just doing this here. I have the whole YouTube thing kind of going on, so I am a busy bee. I just it says low battery again. I don't know how long this live stream is going to last, guys, but I do want to start a business, and even if this is just a small business and it only makes me $5,000 a year, that's still $5,000 extra a year, you know, that is profitable, if you will. So that's kind of the idea, is just get myself started into something that I might like, and if I don't like it, I'm not in it too deep. I'm just looking to do city yards, and there's not a ton of business in that, a ton of money in it, I should say, but for a start, just to see if I like it, I think it's a good idea. So that's where I am kind of hopefully going to get to here. I was going to put some like fall cleanup ads out, see if I can get some people to, it says low battery again, I don't know, see if I can get some people to jump on some fall cleanup, but I don't know exactly where to dump all my leaves, because the compost place in town does not allow businesses. And I thought, oh, that'll be easy to hide. And I actually got thinking about it, and I'm like, well, not if I'm running there 3 times a day with a pickup truck full of leaves or grass clippings or whatever. So, yeah. I have to ask around. And luckily, a guy that I work with, side by side, he does that stuff for a different company, so yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just gotta figure out the network and how it all works behind the scenes, if you will. Oh, low battery again. I have a feeling that this is gonna die. How about that? All right, you think that'll keep some stuff, some debris from smacking me in the head? I don't know, I guess we'll find out here. Just an idea, costing me nothing but a chunk of a mud flat. Get these all going here through the loops. See, and like you said, you know, you get a connection with a realtor or something like that, and you're pretty set up, you know. I'm not asking for much. It's just I realize that I work a second shift, and I have time that I can use during the day to create something, and before it's too late, I would really like to create something. There we go. Where is my caparoonie? you know, now is really the best time for me to create something. So, like I said, I did some tuning to this thing. I think it's working a lot better now. So we'll find out. Alright, so I think, yep. Great live stream, Zach. It's great hanging out with you. I hope for the weed area. Good night. Good night. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking I have this. I'm gonna need something up top, but I just want to see. So, like I said, I cut little notches in her. So now she runs okay. Thought it was revving up a little too high. What in the heck? Something like that. Well, not perfect, but it's working. Don't necessarily want to smoke myself out, but I kind of want to get this figured out. Gonna adjust how high it idles by like a turn and a half. Like that. Still does not like that. Still doesn't like it. Oh, that made it smoky in here, huh? Oh boy. Anyways, so that thing's running pretty good now. Just tinkering with it. And if you have one of these, if you guys can see it, if you have one of these, oh, excuse me, you have to use a special tool to adjust your air to fuel ratio. But if you just take, like I did, because I was like, oh, I'll buy that tool, and never have, because you just don't ever think about buying it. So I just took, you can do it with a Dremel, but I just took my cutoff with a small wheel, and I just went in there and cut into it. I made like a notch, and you can use a flathead in there. It works like a champ. And that way you don't have to buy a tool, and you know, you're taking something, what did my dad always say? You can't really break it if it's already broke. So I took something that ran meh, gave her a whirl, now she works a lot better. So happy with it. It's working great. Oh, this Diet Mountain Dew, so much better than original Mountain Dew, because I'd get like a really bad stomachache because it's so high in sugar and stuff. But this year is different. In case anyone was wondering, the Packers won today. Yeah, I don't watch football, sorry. How's goose hunting? It's going good. I hope to get out again next weekend. I didn't get to go out this weekend. We went out last weekend and kind of shot through about 3 boxes of shells, and open the doors. I got the windows open over here, buddy. But I will. I'll open the door. Keep the fresh air flowing. But anyways, I want to well, you know, it's funny because I make a lot of noise out here, and both my neighbors have their windows open all the time, and I am so surprised they don't yell at me, because I'll be out here jamming to music or fire that thing up at 2 in the morning, and they never say anything. I don't get it. What happened to the trailer you built? The trailer I just built is sitting on this side of the garage, on the inside of the fence, and this one here is going to my dad's, and then that one's going to get pulled out right before snow hits, or right in the beginning of the snow, and I'm going to go ice fishing this year, and I'm going to sleep in that trailer. I want to get a quiet inverter style generator, and then have an electric heater in there, and then put my gas heater in the ice house, and just put them close by each other and sleep in the one, fish in the other. Yeah. So you were drowned out by the sirens at that time of night. That's why. You know, there is a lot of sirens in town, especially since I live like half a mile from the police station, but not really as much as you'd think. So, like, maybe like once an hour you'll hear a siren, but sometimes not even that. I did make a video of goose hunting, but I need to ask my dad if it's cool if I have me and my friend Derek on the channel, because I don't know if he'll appreciate that or not. And yeah, because so far it's really just been our family on the channel and nothing else as far as that goes, so need to make sure that everything will be cool with that. But looks like we've been on for about an hour, so being that it's flashing low battery, I'm going to say goodnight to everybody, but I appreciate everybody watching and tuning in, and I think this will be kind of a common thing as long as I'm not busy on whatever, so you can kind of count on a Sunday night, late night, if you will, live stream. So anyways, thanks for watching everybody, and I will talk to you later.